Okay, so for this problem, we're going to be solving it symbolically. So we're going to leave out the numbers, but just to draw a diagram, we have the first truck, we'll say a mass of M1 going a speed V1 colliding with a truck of M2 V2. Okay, going a second speed. And one thing the problem says is that they collide and have some final velocity, and they specifically say it's a joint velocity, meaning it is a completely inelastic collision. If they both combine and have some joint velocity, it's completely inelastic. And for any inelastic collision, the final kinetic energy of the system is less than the initial kinetic energy. Okay, so we'll say V final of 1, 2, since they're joint. Now, the conservation of momentum applies for all problems. So the initial momentum will always equal the final momentum of the system, meaning both of these cars in the system. Now, the initial momentum is going to be what? We have M1 V1, because momentum is equal to mv, right? So we have m1 v1 going in the north direction, which we'll call y hat, plus m2 v2 in the east direction, which is x hat, and that is going to equal some final momentum where both of the masses are combined. So we can just say m1 plus m2 because they're stuck together, going some vector v final. Okay, well, V final must therefore be, and we can just call this big M V final. So this must be going some big M, 1 over big M times M1 V1 Y hat plus M2 V2 X hat. All right, well, if you want to know the magnitude of the vector or the distance, it's Pythagorean theorem, right? So what we could do is we could rewrite these vectors, and this is the exact same thing of the momentum of the first car in X and the momentum of the first car in Y, and this is making some vector. So this is our momentum in the Y direction, and then this is our momentum in the X direction. Well, to find the magnitude of a vector, it's just Pythagorean theorem. So it's just 1 over m times the square root of m1 v1 squared plus m2 v2 squared. Okay, and this big M, of course, is this big M is just m1 plus m2. Okay, so you want to do everything inside the square root and then multiply by 1 over the big M, and this will give you the magnitude of their joint velocities, which we can call V at final 1 and 2. So just go ahead and plug in the numbers that they give you into M1 V1 and M2 V2, and you'll be able to get your calculation.